Hello, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English skills with real conversations, practical tips, and fun discussions. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia. We're so excited to have you here today because we're talking about something that can change the way you speak English, forever activating your fluent English mind.
That's right. A lot of learners ask us, how can I think in English instead of translating in my head? If you've ever struggled with this, then this episode is for you.
Exactly. We'll break down why it happens, how you can stop relying on translation, and give you simple exercises to help you start thinking and speaking naturally in English.
And before we begin, let me ask you, our listeners, do you ever find yourself hesitating before speaking English because you're trying to find the right words in your native language first? If yes, don't worry, you're not alone. We'll show you how to change that.
Yes, and stay with us till the end because we'll share some fun and effective exercises to train your brain to think in English just like native speakers do.
So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you energized, and let's dive into today's topic, activating your fluent English mind. All right, now that we know why thinking in English is important, let's talk about the biggest challenges that stop English learners from doing it.
Yes, so many learners feel stuck because their brain automatically switches to their native language before they speak in English. And Jason, do you know what the biggest problem is?
Let me guess. Overthinking?
Yes, that's one of the biggest reasons. Many learners overthink before speaking. They try to make every sentence perfect in their head before saying it. But guess what? That slows them down.
Exactly. Imagine you're having a conversation, but before answering, your brain is trying to translate everything. By the time you form the perfect sentence, the moment has passed.
That's so true. And this brings us to the first major blocker: over-reliance on translation. If you always translate in your head, you'll never feel truly fluent. You need to train your brain to think directly in English.
Right. Let's give a quick example. Imagine you see a cup of coffee. Julia, if I ask you, what is this? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I would immediately think coffee because my brain is used to English.
Exactly. But if an English learner first thinks of the word in their native language, then translates it to English, it takes longer. That's why translation is a big barrier.
Yes, and another fluency blocker is fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they don't want to sound wrong or silly.
Oh, this is a big one. People think, what if I say something wrong? What if someone laughs? But the truth is, making mistakes is a natural part of learning.
Absolutely. Think about how kids learn languages. They make so many mistakes, but they don't care, and that's how they improve.
Yes, and the last major fluency blocker we want to discuss is lack of regular practice. Julia, how often should someone practice thinking in English to see real improvement?
Every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you expose your brain to English, the more natural it will feel.
Exactly. If you only practice English once a week, your brain won't get used to it. But if you think in English every day, even for just 5 minutes, you'll see huge progress.
Yes, so let's summarize the 3 biggest blockers to thinking in English. 1. Over-reliance on translation. 2. Fear of making mistakes. And 3. Lack of regular practice.
Great! Now that we know what's stopping fluency, it's time to fix it. In the next section, we'll share powerful strategies to train your brain to think directly in English. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now that we know what's stopping you from thinking in English, let's talk about how to fix it. Julia, what's the first step learners should take to train their brain to think in English?
The first step is surrounding yourself with English. Your brain needs constant exposure to English words, sounds, and expressions.
That's right. Think about how we learned our first language. We heard it all the time at home, on TV, from friends. So, if you want to think in English, you need to live in English as much as possible.
Exactly. You can start by listening to English everyday podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, or even songs. And Jason, here's a tip when watching movies. Use English subtitles instead of subtitles in your native language.
That's a great idea. If you read subtitles in your own language, your brain keeps translating. But if you use English subtitles, your brain connects English words to their meaning directly.
Yes. And reading in English also helps. But here's the trick: don't translate every word. If you don't understand something, try to guess the meaning from context.
Exactly. And that leads us to step 2, speak and think in English as much as possible. Julia, what's the best way to practice thinking in English?
One simple way is talking to yourself in English. It might sound funny, but it really works. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. Now I'm adding milk. The coffee smells great. This trains your brain to use English naturally.
I love that. And here's another great trick: name everything around you in English. For example, look around your room and name the objects: lamp, chair, window, book, laptop. This helps your brain think in English without translating.
Yes, and if you want to take it a step further, try thinking in full sentences. Instead of just lamp, say, "This lamp gives bright light. I use it when I read at night." The more you do this, the faster you'll think in English.
That's an awesome exercise. And for those who feel shy about speaking, here's a great method: shadowing. Julia, can you explain what shadowing is?
Of course, shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat after them immediately like a shadow. This helps improve pronunciation fluency and thinking speed.
Yes. Just find an English podcast or video, play a sentence, pause, and repeat it. Or if you're advanced, try repeating while listening.
That's such a powerful method. So let's summarize the 3 steps to train your brain to think in English. 1. Surround yourself with English. 2. Speak and think in English daily. And 3. Use shadowing to practice real conversations.
Perfect. Now, in the next part, we'll talk about how to build a strong fluency mindset. Because fluency isn't just about practice, it's about confidence. Stay with us. Welcome back. So far, we've talked about what stops you from thinking in English and how to train your brain. But here's something really important: your mindset.
Yes, many English learners focus only on grammar and vocabulary, but fluency is also about confidence and attitude.
That's right. If you believe English is difficult or that you're not good at it, your brain will block your progress. But if you have a positive mindset, learning will feel much easier.
Exactly. And that's why the first step to building a fluent mindset is replacing negative thoughts with positive ones.
Oh, I love this. Instead of saying, "My English is terrible," say, "I'm improving every day." Instead of thinking, "I'll never be fluent," say, "I'm getting better step by step." Your words shape your confidence.
That's so true. If you always tell yourself that you're bad at English, your brain will believe it. But if you say, "I can do this," you'll feel more motivated.
Yes. And another important mindset shift is embracing mistakes. Julia, do you think native speakers never make mistakes?
Of course not. Even native speakers say the wrong words or forget what they were saying. Mistakes are normal.
Exactly. But many English learners feel embarrassed when they make mistakes. Instead of feeling bad, learn from your mistakes and move on.
Yes, and here's a fun mindset trick. Celebrate small wins. Every time you have a conversation in English, understand a new word, or think in English without translating, celebrate it.
That's a great tip. Learning a language is a journey, and small steps matter. The more you recognize your progress, the more confident you'll feel.
Yes, and here's one more mindset shift. Stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. Instead of thinking, that person speaks better than me, think I'm doing my best and I'll improve in my own time.
That's such an important point. Learning English is not a race. Stay consistent, keep a positive attitude, and you'll become fluent.
Yes. So let's summarize the mindset shifts for Fluency 1. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones. 2. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. 3. Celebrate small wins. And 4. Stop comparing yourself to others.
That's perfect. Now, in the next part, we'll share some daily exercises to activate your fluent English mind. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now that we've talked about building a strong mindset, let's get practical. In this section, we'll share some fun and effective exercises to activate your fluent English mind.
Yes, learning English doesn't have to be boring. The more you enjoy the process, the faster you'll improve.
Exactly. So let's jump into our first fluency exercise, Fast Thinking Challenge. Julia, how does this one work?
It's really simple. Set a timer for 1 minute and pick a random topic like food, travel, or hobbies. Then speak about that topic in English for the full minute without stopping.
That's a great way to train your brain to think in English. And don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going.
Right. The goal is to push your brain to find words quickly. And if you can't think of a word, just describe it instead of switching to your native language.
I love that. Okay, next exercise, storytelling with a twist. Julia, do you want to explain this one?
Sure. In this exercise, you create a short story in English, but here's the twist: you have to use 3 random words.
Oh, that sounds fun. So, for example, if your 3 words are elephant, pizza, and rain, you might say, "Yesterday I saw an elephant eating pizza in the rain."
Exactly. It forces you to be creative and think in English.
That's a great one. All right, let's move on to mirror talk. Julia, how does this help with fluency?
This is a great solo exercise. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself in English for 2 to 3 minutes. Describe how your day went, your plans, or anything you want.
It's like practicing a conversation with yourself. This builds confidence and helps with pronunciation.
Exactly. And speaking of pronunciation, another fun exercise is shadowing. We talked about this before. Listen to a native speaker and repeat after them, trying to match their speed and accent.
Yes, you can do this with podcasts, movies, or YouTube videos. Just play a sentence, pause, and repeat it exactly as you heard it.
It's one of the best exercises to improve fluency.
All right, let's do a quick recap of these fun fluency exercises. 1. Fast Thinking Challenge. Speak on a topic for 1 minute without stopping. 2. Storytelling with a twist. Create a short story using 3 random words. 3. Mirror talk. Talk to yourself in English in front of a mirror. 4. Shadowing. Listen and repeat after a native speaker.
These exercises will help you think in English faster, speak more naturally, and feel more confident.
Absolutely. Now, in our final section, we'll give you a step-by-step action plan to activate your fluent English mind every day. Stay tuned. Wow, we've covered so much in this episode. We talked about the biggest blockers to thinking in English, how to train your brain, how to build a fluent mindset, fun exercises, and now it's time for action.
That's right. Learning about fluency is great, but real progress happens when you take action every day.
Yes. So, here's your challenge. Pick one fluency exercise from today's episode and try it right after this podcast. Whether it's the Fast Thinking Challenge, Mirror Talk, or Shadowing Just Start.
And don't stop there. Make fluency a daily habit. Spend at least 10 minutes every day thinking or speaking in English. Small, consistent steps lead to big results.
Exactly. And if you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode.
And share this with your friends who are learning English. Learning is more fun when you do it together.
Yes. Also, we'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when thinking in English? Let us know in the comments or send us a message.
All right, that's it for today. Keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Hello, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host. And today, we're diving into a topic that so many English learners struggle with: the fear of speaking English. If you've ever felt nervous, embarrassed, or even completely stuck when trying to speak English, you are not alone. And guess what? We're here to help.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Julia, your co-host, and I know that speaking English can feel scary at times. Maybe you're afraid of making mistakes, or you think others will judge you. But today, we're going to talk about why this happens and how you can overcome it. Trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll feel a lot more confident about speaking English.
That's right, Julia. In this episode, we'll explore why people feel afraid to speak English, the fear of making mistakes and being judged, how to build confidence and speak more naturally, simple exercises to practice speaking without fear. So if you've ever hesitated to speak English in public, in class, or even with friends, stay with us. This episode is for you.
Absolutely. And remember, we're here to support you, so don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone learns at their own pace, and the key is to keep going. All right, Jason, shall we start with why so many people feel afraid to speak English?
Let's do it. Let's talk about where this fear comes from and why it's so common. So, Julia, let's dive into it. Why do you think so many people feel afraid to speak English?
Well, Jason, I think the biggest reason is fear of making mistakes. A lot of English learners worry that if they say something wrong, people will laugh at them or think they're not smart, and that fear can stop them from even trying.
That's so true. But here's the thing. Making mistakes is part of learning. Think about how babies learn their first language. They don't worry about grammar or pronunciation. They just try, and little by little, they improve.
Exactly. But unfortunately, many adults feel pressure to be perfect. They think, I need to speak English without mistakes before I talk to people, but that's impossible. Even native speakers make mistakes.
Right. And another big reason people feel afraid is lack of confidence. If someone hasn't practiced speaking much, they might think, I can't do it. My English isn't good enough.
Yes, and that lack of confidence can make them avoid speaking situations. They might stay silent in class, avoid talking to native speakers, or even feel nervous when ordering food in English.
Yeah, I've heard this from so many learners. And here's something interesting. Some people understand English really well, but they're too scared to speak. Have you ever met someone like that, Julia?
Oh, all the time. Many students can read and listen in English perfectly, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. It's like their brain knows the words, but their mouth won't say them.
Ha ha, yes. And, another reason people feel afraid is the fear of being judged. They think native speakers or other learners will criticize their accent or grammar.
But the truth is, most people don't care. When I hear someone speaking a second language, I don't think, oh, they made a mistake. I think, wow, they're learning a new language. That's amazing.
Exactly. And most native speakers actually appreciate when someone tries to speak English. They don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to understand you.
So true, but I know overcoming that fear isn't easy. That's why we're going to talk about practical tips to help our listeners feel more comfortable speaking English.
Yes. Let's start with one of the biggest fears, the fear of making mistakes, and how to overcome it. So, Julia, let's talk about something that stops so many people from speaking English, the fear of making mistakes. Why do you think people are so scared of this?
Well, Jason, I think it comes from school. Many of us were taught that making mistakes is bad. If you made a mistake in a test, you lost points. If you made a mistake in class, sometimes the teacher or other students corrected you in a way that felt embarrassing.
That's so true. A lot of people believe that if they make a mistake, others will laugh at them or think they're not smart. But actually, mistakes are a natural part of learning. Have you ever made funny mistakes while learning a new language, Julia?
Oh, definitely. When I was learning Spanish, I once said embarazada because I thought it meant embarrassed, but actually it means pregnant. I was so embarrassed, but guess what? I never forgot that word again.
Haha, that's a great example. And that's the thing, mistakes actually help us learn. When we make a mistake, our brain remembers it, and we improve.
Exactly. But Jason, I know some learners might still feel shy. They might think, what if people judge me? What would you say to them?
I would say this: most people don't care about your mistakes. They just want to understand you. Think about when you hear someone speaking your language with mistakes. Do you judge them, or do you appreciate their effort?
Right. Most people actually respect and admire you for trying. And here's something important. Even native speakers make mistakes.
Yes, native speakers sometimes forget words, use the wrong grammar, or mispronounce things. But they keep talking anyway. That's the difference. Instead of being afraid of mistakes, they just move on.
So true. And here's a great tip for our listeners. Instead of thinking, oh no, I made a mistake, think great. I learned something new.
I love that. Learning a language is like learning to ride a bike. You'll fall a few times, but every time you get up, you get better and stronger.
Exactly. So, to everyone listening, don't let the fear of mistakes stop you. Every mistake is a step forward.
Well said, Julia. Now let's move on to another big fear, the fear of being judged by others. All right, Julia, let's talk about something that really holds people back, the fear of being judged by others. So many English learners are afraid to speak because they think people will laugh at them or criticize their mistakes. Have you ever felt this way when learning a new language?
Oh, absolutely. When I first started learning French, I was so nervous to speak because I thought native speakers would judge me. But you know what I realized? Most people don't judge you. They just appreciate that you're trying.
That's so true. But many learners still worry about this. Maybe they're afraid their accent sounds funny or their grammar isn't perfect. But let's ask this. When you hear someone speaking English with an accent, do you judge them?
Of course not. I actually admire them. Speaking a second language takes courage, and accents show that you're learning something new.
Exactly. And here's something interesting. Even native English speakers have different accents. Someone from the US sounds different from someone from the UK or Australia. So having an accent is totally normal.
Right. And I think a big reason people fear judgment is because they compare themselves to others. Maybe they hear someone speaking fluently and think, I'll never sound like that. But the truth is, everyone learns at their own pace.
Yes, Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to your past self. Are you better than you were 6 months ago? 1 year ago? If yes, that's all that matters.
That's a great mindset. And here's another tip. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge you.
Haha, that's so true. We often worry, what will they think of me? But in reality, most people aren't even paying attention to your mistakes.
Exactly. And even if someone corrects you, it's not a bad thing. They're just trying to help. The best way to improve is to keep speaking and learning from feedback.
Absolutely. So, to our listeners, don't let the fear of judgment stop you. Speak with confidence. Most people will respect and support you, and the more you practice, the better you'll get.
Well said, Jason. Now let's talk about how to build confidence so our listeners can speak English without fear.
So, Julia, we've talked about the fears that stop people from speaking English. Fear of making mistakes and fear of being judged. Now, let's focus on something really important, how to build confidence in speaking English.
Yes, confidence is key. If you believe in yourself, you'll speak more, learn more, and improve faster. But Jason, I know a lot of people struggle with this. So, what's the first step to building confidence?
Well, I think the first step is practice, practice, practice. The more you speak, the more comfortable you become. It's like riding a bike. You might feel shaky at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets.
That's so true. And you don't always need a partner to practice. You can talk to yourself in English, describe your day, practice common phrases, or even record yourself speaking.
Yes, recording yourself is a great way to track your progress. When you listen to your old recordings, you'll realize how much you've improved, and that will boost your confidence.
I love that. Another great tip is to start with small conversations. You don't have to give a big speech right away. Just try simple things, like ordering food in English or asking a question at a store.
Exactly. Start small, and as you get comfortable, challenge yourself to speak more. And here's another trick, fake confidence. Even if you're nervous, act confident. Stand tall, speak clearly, and smile.
Oh, I love that. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, and the more you pretend to be confident, the more natural it becomes.
Absolutely. And don't forget, surround yourself with English. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, and read books in English. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more confident you'll feel.
Yes, and here's one last tip: celebrate your progress. Every time you have a conversation, even a short one, be proud of yourself. Every small step is a big achievement.
That's right. So to everyone listening, don't wait until you feel ready. Start speaking today. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
Well said, Jason. Now let's talk about another big challenge: how to practice speaking English when you don't have a partner.
So, Julia, we've talked about building confidence, but there's something even deeper that affects how well people speak English, their mindset. How we think about learning makes a huge difference.
Yes, absolutely. If you have a negative mindset like, I'll never be good at English or I always make mistakes, you'll feel stuck. But if you have a positive mindset like, I'm improving every day or mistakes help me learn, you'll feel more confident and motivated.
That's so true. Many learners focus too much on what they can't do instead of what they can do. But here's the truth. Learning English is a journey, not a race. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going.
Yes, and there's a famous concept called the growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that with effort and practice, they can improve. But people with a fixed mindset think that their skills are stuck and they can't change.
I love that. So, if someone listening feels like they're not good at English, they need to change that thought. Instead of saying, I'm not good at English, say, I'm getting better every day.
Yes, the words we say to ourselves are powerful. If you say I'm too shy to speak, you'll believe it. But if you say, I'm learning to be more confident, your brain will start to believe that too.
That's a great point. And another thing, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at a different speed. The important thing is that you're learning and improving.
Exactly. And one more tip, celebrate small wins. If you had a short conversation in English today, be proud of yourself. If you learned a new word, celebrate that every small step matters.
That's so true. So, to everyone listening, believe in yourself, think positively, and keep going. Your mindset is your greatest tool for success.
Well said, Jason. Now let's talk about the final and most important part, taking action and speaking without fear.
All right, Julia, we've talked about mindset, confidence, and overcoming fear. But now, let's give our listeners something practical, real exercises they can do to reduce their fear of speaking English.
Yes, because confidence doesn't just appear, you have to build it with practice. So, Jason, what's the first exercise?
Well, one simple exercise is mirror speaking. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself in English. It could be a short introduction, your daily routine, or even just describing how you feel.
I love that speaking in front of a mirror helps you see yourself speaking, which makes you more comfortable. Plus, it helps with pronunciation and body language.
Exactly. And here's another one, shadowing. This means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say right after them. You can do this with a podcast, movie, or YouTube video.
Yes, shadowing helps you sound more natural because you're copying real pronunciation and rhythm. And it's great because you don't have to create sentences. You just repeat.
Right. Another great exercise is recording yourself. Pick a topic, speak for 1 or 2 minutes, and then listen to your recording. At first, it might feel strange, but over time, you'll see your progress.
That's such a great way to track improvement. And if you're feeling really brave, you can send your recording to a friend or teacher for feedback.
Yes, and here's one more. Question and answer practice. Write down common questions in English, then practice answering them. You can even use voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant to talk with you.
Oh, that's a great idea. And for those who don't have a partner, they can also think in English. Throughout the day, try describing things in your mind in English instead of your native language.
Exactly. So, to our listeners, pick 1 or 2 of these exercises and start today. The more you practice, the less fear you'll feel.
Well said, Jason. Now, let's wrap up with our final section, a motivational message for our listeners.
Wow, Julia, what a great conversation today. We've talked about why people feel afraid to speak English, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of being judged, how to build confidence, the power of mindset, and practical exercises to reduce fear.
Yes, Jason. And the most important message we want to share is don't let fear stop you. Everyone makes mistakes, but mistakes are part of learning. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become.
Absolutely. So, to everyone listening, start today. Pick one of the exercises we talked about and practice speaking English every day. Even small steps will lead to big progress.
And if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to subscribe and follow us for more English learning tips. Also share this episode with a friend who is learning English. It might help them too.
That's right. And we'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge in speaking English? Leave a comment or message us with your thoughts.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you can do this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so happy to have you here with us today. If you're trying to sound more natural in English conversations, this episode is going to be super helpful.
That's right. Today, we're talking about something very important, but often overlooked: small talk. You know, those short, everyday conversations we have with people at work, at school, in shops, or even on the street.
Exactly. Small talk is how conversations usually begin. It helps us connect with others in a friendly way, even if we don't know them very well. It's like the first step to building relationships.
And the good news is, you don't need perfect grammar or long sentences to make great small talk. In fact, just a few simple sentences can make you sound confident and polite.
In this episode, we're going to teach you 100 small talk sentences that you can use in everyday English. We've organized them into real-life situations, so it's easy to remember and practice.
From greetings and talking about the weather, to chatting at work, at the store, or even just giving someone a compliment, we've got you covered.
And later in the episode, we'll also do a fun role play, break it down together, and give you some practical tips to use these sentences in your daily life.
So grab a notebook if you want to take notes, or just relax and listen. By the end of this episode, you'll have 100 natural English sentences ready to use in real conversations.
All right, let's jump in and talk about why small talk matters and how it helps you sound more like a native speaker.
So, before we jump into the 100 small talk sentences, let's take a moment to understand. What exactly is small talk?
Good question. Small talk is casual, polite conversation that people use to start a conversation or keep it going. It's not about deep or serious topics. It's about being friendly, showing interest, and connecting with others.
Right. For example, when someone says, "Nice weather today, isn't it?" That's small talk. Or when a cashier says, "How's your day going?" That's also small talk.
Exactly. And we use small talk all the time. At work, at the bus stop, in a cafe, at the gym, even when we're just walking past a neighbor and say, "Good morning."
It might seem simple, but small talk is very important in English-speaking countries. People use it to be polite, build trust, and start conversations in a friendly way.
And for English learners, small talk is a great way to practice speaking. You don't have to worry about long grammar rules, just short, natural sentences.
Also, small talk helps you feel more confident. When you know what to say in different situations, it becomes easier to speak up and join conversations.
That's right. And even if you're shy or nervous about speaking English, using small talk is a great first step. It shows you're open, respectful, and interested in others.
So in this episode, we want to help you build that confidence. We'll give you lots of examples, and you can start using them right away in real life.
Let's begin with our first category, greetings and introductions. This is where small talk usually starts.
All right, let's start with the basics. Greetings and introductions. These are the first words we say when we meet someone.
Yes, here are some great small talk sentences to begin a friendly conversation. Sentences: Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Long time no see. How have you been? What's new with you? Hey, nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. Are you new here? What brings you here? It's great running into you.
Let's try a short Hi, Julia. Long time no see.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, it's been a while. How have you been?
Pretty good. Just busy with work. What about you?
Same here, just trying to stay on top of everything. 3.2. Weather and mood talk, 3 minutes. Now let's talk about the weather, one of the most common small talk topics.
That's true. It's an easy way to start chatting with someone, even a stranger. Sentences 11. Nice weather today, isn't it? 12th. It's really cold this morning. 13. Can you believe all this rain? 14. It feels like summer already. 15. Looks like it might snow tonight. 16. It's so hot today. 17. I love this kind of weather. 18. The sky looks beautiful today. 19. I think a storm is coming. 20. At least it's not raining. 3.3. Work and school conversations. 3 minutes. Next up, work and school. These are common places for small talk.
Especially during breaks, meetings, or when you're just arriving. Sentences 21. How's work going? 22nd. Busy day today? 23rd. Did you finish that project? 24. How was your meeting? 25. What do you do? 26. How long have you worked here? 27th. Are you enjoying your classes? 28. What are you studying? 29th. Do you have a lot of homework? 30. I hope your exam went well. 3.4. Weekend and free time. 3 minutes. People also love to talk about their weekends or free time.
That's right. It's relaxed and personal, but still easy to talk about. Sentences 31. Got any plans for the weekend? 32. How was your weekend? 33rd. Did you go anywhere fun? 34. I finally had time to relax. 35. I went to the movies. 36. I visited my family. 37. Just stayed home and rested. 38. I went hiking. It was great. 39. What do you usually do on weekends? 40. Do you like staying busy or relaxing? 3.5. Shopping in public places. 3 minutes. Next, let's talk about shopping or being in public places, like cafes or stores.
Yes, these are perfect for friendly short conversations. Sentences 41. That's a nice jacket. 42. Do you come here often? 43. I love this coffee shop. 44. It's always so busy here. 45. Have you tried their sandwiches? 46. That looks good. What is it? 47. The line is long today, huh? 48. It's my first time here. 49. I like your bag. Where did you get it? 50. This place has great reviews. 3.6. Talking about family or friends. 3 minutes. Let's move on to family and friends, a topic people enjoy talking about.
It helps you connect more deeply, even in casual talk. Sentences 51. How's your family doing? 52nd. Do you have any siblings? 53rd. Are your kids in school? 54. I met your brother. He's really nice. 55. How's your wife, her husband? 56. Do you live with your family? 57. I've heard you have a big family. 58. Do your parents live nearby? 59. What do your kids like to do? 60. That's a lovely photo of your family. 3.7. Light compliments and casual opinions. 3 minutes. Sometimes small talk includes light compliments or sharing simple opinions.
Just be friendly, not too personal. It keeps things positive. Sentences 61. I like your shoes. 62. You did a great job on that presentation. 63. That color looks good on you. 64. This place has a nice vibe. 65. Your handwriting is so neat. 66. I love your energy today. 67. That's an interesting idea. 68. You always have great style. 69. I like how you think. 70. This music is really relaxing. 3.8. Ending conversations. Politely, 3 minutes. And finally, how to end a small talk conversation politely and naturally.
These are super useful when you need to leave but still want to be friendly. Sentences: 71. It was nice talking to you. 72. I should get going. 73rd. Let's catch up again soon. 74. I'll see you around. 75. Take care. 76. Have a good day. 77. Enjoy your weekend. 78. Talk to you later. 79. Thanks for the chat. 80. Bye for now. Bonus: 20 more sentences for any situation. Extra 4 minutes. As a bonus, here are 20 more small talk sentences you can use in many situations.
Yes, these are simple, flexible, and friendly. Sentences: 81. How's everything? 82. What's keeping you busy these days? 83. I haven't seen you in a while. 84. Do you live around here? 85. I love your accent. Where are you from? 86. Are you working on anything exciting? 87. What do you like to do for fun? 88. That's interesting. Tell me more. 89. Is this your first time here? 90. It's a small world, isn't it? 91. Hope your day is going well. 92. You look happy today. 93. Do you usually come here alone? 94. I've always wanted to try that. 95. How do you usually spend your evenings? 96. Do you have any recommendations? 97. I'm new to this place. 98. That's good to know. 99. What do you think about this place? 100. Thanks for being so friendly.
Hey, Julia. Wow, I didn't expect to see you here.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, I come here sometimes on weekends. How's everything?
Pretty good, thanks. Just needed some fresh air and coffee. You?
Same here. I had a busy week, so I thought I'd relax a bit. Got any weekend plans?
Nothing big. I might visit my parents tomorrow. How about you?
I'm thinking of going hiking if the weather stays nice. Looks like a beautiful day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It finally feels like spring. I love this kind of weather.
Me too. Oh, by the way, I love your jacket. Looks warm but stylish.
Thanks. I got it on sale last month. I've worn it almost every day since.
Haha, I get that. So how's work going?
Busy, as usual. We just finished a big project. It feels good to have it done. What about you? Still teaching online?
Yes, I am. It's going well. My students have been really active lately, which makes it more fun.
That's great to hear. You always bring such good energy. Your students are lucky.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Oh, I should get going. I promised to meet a friend for lunch.
No worries. It was really nice running into you.
Same here. Let's catch up properly sometime soon.
Absolutely. Enjoy your weekend, Julia.
You too, Jason. Take care.
So that was a quick example of natural small talk. Nothing too deep, just light, friendly conversation that helps keep a connection.
And we used a lot of the sentences we shared earlier: greetings, weather, compliments, weekend plans, and polite goodbyes. It's a mix of everything.
All right, let's break down that small talk conversation we just had. We'll highlight a few key sentences and explain why they work so well in everyday English.
Let's start from the top. You said, "Hey, Julia." Wow, I didn't expect to see you here. That's a great opener. It sounds friendly and surprised in a good way.
Right. It's perfect for when you run into someone by chance. Then you asked, "How's everything?" That's a casual way to check in without being too formal.
Exactly. Then we talked about the weekend. You asked, "Got any weekend plans?" That's one of the most natural small talk questions. People love talking about what they're doing or planning to do.
And you responded with something relaxed, like, "I'm thinking of going hiking if the weather stays nice," which led to me saying, "Looks like a beautiful day, doesn't it?"
Yes, that's weather small talk at its best. Simple, friendly, and easy for anyone to respond to. I followed up with a light compliment, "I love your jacket." Compliments are great for building connection and making people feel good.
Then we moved into talking about work. I asked, "How's work going?" And you asked about teaching. These kinds of open-ended questions show interest and keep the conversation flowing.
And finally, when I needed to leave, I said I should get going. I promised to meet a friend. That's a polite way to end a conversation without being rude. And you said it was really nice running into you, which makes it warm and friendly.
So in that short talk, we covered greetings, weather, compliments, weekend plans, work, and a polite goodbye. And all of it was done with simple, clear, natural English.
Exactly. If learners remembered just a few of those phrases, they'll be ready to start small talk anywhere with confidence.
So now that you've learned 100 small talk sentences and heard how they work in a real conversation, you might be wondering, how do I practice this in real life?
Great question. And the answer is, you don't need to wait for a perfect moment. You can start practicing small talk every single day, in small ways.
For example, when you greet your neighbor, try saying, "Beautiful day, isn't it?" Or when you buy something at a shop, smile and say, "How's your day going?"
Exactly. These are small moments, but they help you get used to speaking naturally in English. Even if it's just one or two sentences, it counts.
Also, try practicing with yourself at home. Look in the mirror and pretend you're meeting someone. Say things like, "Hi, nice to meet you," or "What do you do?"
Another great tip is to use small talk with language exchange partners or in online classes. Start your conversation with a friendly sentence, like, "Did you do anything fun this weekend?"
You can also write your own small talk sentences in a notebook, especially ones that fit your daily life. Practice them out loud every morning or before going out.
And don't worry if it's not perfect. Small talk isn't about grammar. It's about being polite, friendly, and showing interest in others.
The more you do it, the more natural it feels. Just like learning to ride a bike, start small, keep practicing, and soon you'll be speaking without thinking.
So go ahead and try one or two small talk sentences today. You might be surprised how easy and fun it becomes.
All right, it's time for today's listener challenge. We want you to take action. Not just listen, but actually speak.
Here's the challenge. Choose 5 small talk sentences from this episode and use them in real life today.
You can say them to a friend, a classmate, a shop assistant, a coworker, or even someone online. The goal is to speak out loud in a real situation.
And if you're shy or don't meet many people today, no worries. You can practice with yourself in front of a mirror or record a voice message to a friend in English.
Let's give a quick example. If I'm at the store, I might say, "How's your day going?" Or, "It's really cold today, isn't it?"
Exactly. It doesn't need to be long. Even one sentence is a win. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
So go for it. Pick 5 sentences, write them down, and use them today. You've got this.
And if you'd like to share how it went, feel free to comment on this episode or tag us on social media. We'd love to hear your progress.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. 100 small talk sentences for everyday English. We hope you found it helpful and fun.
Remember, small talk isn't about speaking perfect English. It's about connecting with people in a simple and friendly way.
Exactly. Even one small sentence can open the door to a great conversation. And now, you have 100 examples ready to use.
The key is practice. Try using just a few of these sentences every day. Over time, they'll become a natural part of your speaking.
Don't be afraid to start small. A smile and a simple, "Hi, how are you?" can go a long way.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share, and subscribe to the English Learning Podcast. We have many more episodes coming your way.
Thank you so much for listening. We're proud of your effort, and we believe in your English journey.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep growing.